For this fly I will be crimping the barb, but this is optional. Get your hook to fit snug in the jaws of your vise. You do not want this to slide around during the tying process. Start your thread one eye length behind the eye of the hook, then wrap backwards towards the end of the shank. For the tail, you will want a small clump of deer hair. Snip it off close to the hide and then clean out the underfur. It is important that you do this. Once you've cleaned out the underfur, place it into a hair stacker tips first and give it a good stacking. When tying in the tail, you want to tie in just the tips. Note the tail should not be very long. Once you've tied in the tips, then you can wrap up the hook shank, spinning your thread through the deer hair. Compress the deer hair with your thread, but don't worry about the mess, because this will be covered. Snip off the remaining deer hair. For the body of this fly, I will be using yellow floss. Tie it up near the eye of the hook, and then tie it down the hook shank to the tail to make the underbody even. You may now wrap up towards the eye of the hook. Here I am using the rotary function on my vise, which makes it easier for wrapping materials. Once you reach the eye of the hook, you may tie it off and snip off the excess. For the head and wing of this fly, take a larger clump of deer hair, make it the length of the hook shank, and tie it tips facing forward right behind the eye of the hook. What I do is take 2 loose wraps, and after those 2 loose wraps, then compress your thread, which flares up the deer hair. Once you have the deer hair secure, then go in and snip off the excess deer hair behind it. Don't worry if it's messy because we will cover this up. Now you will fold the deer hair tips backward, creating a wing and head. Tie down the deer hair. The legs for this fly will be rubber legs. Grab 2 of them and place them on top and do 2 loose wraps. Then adjust them to the side of the fly. You can now pull them to length, and then once you have them set the way you like it, lock it in with some tight thread wraps. You may now whip finish your fly. Once you've completed a 4 to 5 turn whip finish, you can now snip off your thread. The final step is to trim your legs to length. What you want to have is the back legs be longer and the front legs be shorter. That is how natural insects look. This is a great imitation for golden stoneflies and grasshoppers. It works great in mid to late summer.